What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today we're going to be unboxing the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus in every color that Apple sells. So we have the blue, we have black, pink, green, and yellow. And as far as the pricing goes, the iPhone 15 remains at the $829 price tag with the same starting storage of 128 gigabytes, and the 15 Plus is also the same at $929 for 128 gigabytes. And of course, you can subtract $30 if you activate with a carrier right away. So let's jump in. Which one should we unbox first? So let's unbox from left to right. So we're gonna start with the blue 15 Plus. So I'm gonna compare this to the other blues that we've seen in the past as well. So let's go ahead and take off the peel tabs. Here we go. Let's take a look at that blue, and wow, that looks very light. That is a very light blue. I believe that is the lightest blue I've ever seen from Apple. Now also, you have to remember on the iPhone 15s this year, we have the frosted glass back, and my first impressions are that this looks and feels like a pro phone. Like, I'm still not used to the base model having that frosted back. You know, obviously it's my first time seeing it, but man, that definitely makes it feel and just look more premium. And the aluminum sides really go with it as well. It feels very cohesive in terms of feel of materials. Now, I do also want to compare this to the other blues. So this is the iPhone 14 Plus blue. So you can see big difference in these two blues here, massive difference. And if you want to compare that to an even older blue, this is the Sierra blue that we got previously. So the Sierra blue also, you can see Sierra blue was considered a very light blue as well compared to Pacific blue, but take a look at the iPhone 15 blue. It's again, very like sky blue, very whitey blue. So let's go ahead and take off that peel tab and take a look at the front. And I'm very excited for the iPhone 15 this year because we have the dynamic island for the first time. So no more notch, it is now the dynamic island, which was reserved for the Pro models previously. Now also inside of the box, we do have a USB-C to USB-C cable. So this is going to be a braided cable as well. So that is a very nice quality cable. And then inside we do also have a Apple sticker and a little getting started guide. And here is our first look at the dynamic island on the iPhone 15. I love it. Now also on the back, I do want to point out that we do have a 48 megapixel camera lens now for the iPhone 15, the base model. The very first time we've seen a 48 megapixel lens be thrown on the base model iPhone. So that is a big deal. And that's a big reason that I can already tell I'm going to recommend the iPhone 15 to a lot more people than in years past. Usually I recommend the Pro for like most people, but this year I have a really good feeling about the regular iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, and I think it's going to be great for most people. But anyways, let's put this box to the side and move on to the next color. So the next color, we're going to go ahead and do the green actually. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to switch over to the regular sized iPhone. So we're going to do this in green. Now I do not have a comparable green. I don't really think there's any other colors that look super similar to this shade of green, but let's go ahead and check out what this looks like. So, ooh, very light shade once again. So we can see how that compares to the blue right here. Very, very light shades. You can see more of the, actual color inside of the camera bump right here. You can see kind of the, the more saturated version of each color if you look inside of the camera. And those borders are looking really nice on this green phone. I really like the look of the green borders. Let's go ahead and take off this peel tab. Now, of course, we do also have USB-C on the iPhones this year. So all iPhones, not just the Pro models, every single iPhone 15 now gets that USB-C port at the bottom, replacing Lightning. Now, the iPhone 15s do retain the mute switch. So the iPhone 15 Pros, of course, got the action button this year to replace the mute switch, but we still have the regular old physical mute switch on the side now for the iPhone 15s. Next up, let's keep it light and go with the yellow. So we're going to go ahead and unbox the yellow and see how that compares to the green color. I really can't wait to unbox the pink. I'm honestly most excited for the pink, but here is the yellow iPhone 15. And once again, it's a very kind of light banana type look. You can definitely see the more saturation in this one on the camera bump versus the green and the blue. I really noticed it more here. But yeah, this looks good. I mean, if you're into yellow, just know that this is a very light color of yellow, and the sides are more of like a kind of a goldish yellow. So the sides are obviously going to be a little bit more saturated and look more like what you see in the camera bump. But yeah, I like this yellow. I really like it. So I may even like it better than the green. I'm not sure. I'll have to make up my mind after I see all of them. But here is what that chassis looks like a little bit more. And we're going to save the best for last. So let's go ahead and unbox the black iPhone 15 Plus, the most boring color in the iPhone 15 lineup. But based on the other colors, the black could actually be a little bit different this year. It could be a little bit lighter than what we saw on the 14 models. So Yeah, that is lighter. So that is lighter than previous blacks we've seen. And this, again, really looks like a pro iPhone with that backing like this, with that frosted glass backing, it really looks like a pro iPhone. So here's what a previous iPhone looked like. So I believe this is the iPhone 12. So you can see what the black looked like here compared to this black. So yeah, a much lighter shade than the pretty much pure black that we saw on the iPhone 12 black color. And we can even compare it to the black iPhone 15 Pro. So again, it's a little bit of a darker shade than that of the iPhone 15 Pro. Even here in the camera housing, you can see it's a little bit darker than what we saw on the Pros this year. And then finally, we have perhaps the most anticipated color for the iPhone 15s this year, pink. So we have a real pink for the first time in a while, not an off pink, not a rose gold pink. We have an actual pink. So let's go ahead and check out the pink iPhone 15. I got this in the regular size, not the plus. So here is what that pink looks like. I like this. I'm not a huge pink person, but this is cool. I can see a lot of people liking this because it's a true pink. So just for comparison here is the iPhone 6s, the old trusty pink iPhone 6s. So obviously the 6s has a more saturated pink look to it, but you can see it's not super far off. I mean, compared to previous iPhones that came in pink that weren't really super pink, this one is pretty close to actual pink, especially the Apple logo there. I really like how that has a more saturated look to it. And of course here in the camera bump as well, we do have that saturated pink that looks really good with this light shade on the back, and these borders look awesome as well in that pink. So let's go ahead and take this off, and we're gonna set up the pink one because again, I'm most excited for this one. So we're gonna set this one up and show you some of the new features on the iPhone 15. And while we're waiting on that, here is a look at all of the colors this year. So my favorite after just looking at these, I'm gonna have to say it's probably got to be the green. I don't know. I went back and forth between the green, the yellow, and the pink, but I think the green is probably my favorite. My second favorite is going to have to be the pink. I think then the yellow, then blue, then black. That's my personal favorite list. And I will say that the black, it's not like it looks bad. I think it looks really good this year for the base model, but it's black. I'm tired of dark phones personally because I usually choose those every single time. And I'm trying to switch it up this year to a more lighter color. But yeah, they all look really good this year. I'm honestly very impressed with the overall look and feel of the iPhone 15. It doesn't feel cheap compared to the Pros anymore. And I think a big part of that was the glass back. So we do still have the same aluminum body. So the Pro models are the ones that got titanium this year. The regular iPhones have the same 6.1 and 6.7 inch displays, and we have the same aluminum body. Now inside of the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus is going to be the A16 Bionic chip. This is the same chip that was found in the Pro models last year. And also we do have the USB-C port on the bottom. All iPhone 15 models received this new USB-C port this year, which is really nice, especially for, again, the base model. Apple could have easily left the base model out. Obviously EU law plays into that as well, but still a lot of Pro features, in essence, have been added to the regular 15 model this year, the base model. So we have the 48 megapixel camera, we have the auto portrait mode. We have a lot of these awesome little features that are really small, but they make a big difference at the end of the day. We're just really missing 120 hertz. So we do still have the 60 hertz screen on the 15 and 15 Plus, no ProMotion, so you're not gonna get that super smooth scrolling. But if you're not coming from a device that already had that, you're probably not gonna really even notice it when you go to another 60 hertz screen. And then as far as battery life goes, we do have the same battery life as the 14, but I will be doing a battery test to see if Apple's claims are actually true. So I do think that the iPhone 15 is going to get much better battery life than like the iPhone 12, for example, or if you're coming even from a 13, you're going to get better battery life on the 15. So that is something good to keep in mind. And here's the cellular setup screen. So if you have an eSIM or if you have a physical SIM card, here's where you can go in and transfer that information, transfer your phone number and your plan. So here we go. Welcome to iPhone, and we can swipe up and we can see we are now on the iPhone 15. So if we go into our settings, one of the first things I want to check is inside of our camera settings. So if we go into the camera section right here, and then to formats, and then right here under photo mode, we have 24 megapixels. So okay, good. I was making sure this was set by default because you do want to have all of your cameras, your photos being taken in at 24 megapixels instead of 12 megapixels, especially when the size difference, as you can see there, is only 1 megabyte. So never change that setting. And then if we scroll down a little bit, we do have the portraits in photo mode option as well. That is another brand new toggle for the iPhone 15 and 15 Pros. And this is the splash screen that you get the very first time you launch the photo. So it tells you when a person, dog, or cat is in the frame, you can quickly turn the photo into a portrait with a beautifully blurred background by tapping the F. So let's try it. Okay, so I just took a selfie and you can see down here we do have a new option for portrait. And if we select that, you can see that portrait is off by default, of course, but we can choose how we want that background blurred. So look how good that is working. That is awesome. So you can change the subject by simply tapping anywhere. And of course, it's going to be on the subject at first, and you can change, how much blur you want in the background. That's awesome. And it's also a live photo now as well. So all of that data is now in one. So you can have a live photo and a portrait at the same time. You can see the options for that right there as well. So super cool that the regular 15 is getting all of these camera features this year. Of course, we don't have, the 5x telephoto zoom or anything like that, but some of these more basic features have been added to the 15, which is really nice. Anyways, yeah, that is the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus in every single color. Let me know which one you guys like the best. Again, I told you my favorites earlier, and I think they look great this year. Yeah, they're a little bit on the lighter side, but I think they look good. They're very pastel-y and just very fun, especially compared to the Pros, which are kind of boring, as a lot of people would say. So let me know which one is your favorite down in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I have a Pro video as well. If you want to see all of the Pros unboxed, I did make that video as well. You can check that out down in the link below in the description. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.